Hi folks, you're with today, your pushback channel, Tacitus Today, and thank you for joining us audio live stream. In this essay, I'd like to talk about how there's this endless and ongoing, non-stop, aggressive effort by the globalist-controlled apparatus to inject globalist, woke, anti-white narratives into white stories. Now, whether you're looking at The Little Mermaid or Snow White or whatever, but everything that's white is under attack. Notice they don't do the same thing to other races. So you don't have Ryan Gosling, the movie star from Hollywood. You don't have him playing Shaka Zulu you don't have him playing the role of Nelson Mandela. In South Africa. Now, a British actor who's quite swarthy and very similar looking, by the way, to Gandhi, played Gandhi, but you don't have a red-headed guy, again, a Ryan Gosling type character playing Gandhi. So the globalist narrative is only injected into white stories. It's not injected into any other stories. If you look at the Meiji Emperor of Japan or the shogun, the Tokugawa shogun or something in Japan, again, you don't have someone like Ryan Gosling playing the part. So it's only the white world, the white race, the white diaspora that's under this form of attack. And let's call it what it is. It's an attack. Now, I came across two stories that aren't there as a novel. It wasn't a huge seller. It did all right. It sold, I think, 120,000 copies over 3 years in the United States. So it was, commercially as novels go, it was kind of okay. It sort of passed the minimum threshold of wasn't heavily promoted. It's not a bad novel, and it's effectively a Western. And I won't mention the name of it because I'm going to disparage it here, but it's the the reworking of the story is just fucking phenomenal. They've got the story, which is a decent enough story. It would have just on its own merits, it would have done okay. But instead of looking at it from a commercial viewpoint, in other words, to make a successful movie and to translate the novel somewhat faithfully, you need a bit of poetic license somewhere in some places to do it, and I accept that. But to engage in the wholesale rejigging of it, and that rejigging should be fully consistent with globalist narrative objectives, then so why would you do that? Because the movie lasted like 1 second in the box office, and now it's consigned to free cable television. So you don't even have to pay to look at this fucking movie now. It's only a few years old. So what have they done? What are the thing now? The hero of the story comes across a woman who's her wagon has the wheel and the wagon's broken, and she's stranded, and he kind of rescues her, and it ends up being a romantic relationship, that sort of stuff. That's one side of it. So how did the globalist narrative controllers deal with that? Well, so instead of being a woman that the guy meets, he meets a homosexual brown guy. Oh fuck! That's how they play that narrative. Then there's another guy that he meets in his travels who's got a romantic interest alongside. This guy's a gunslinger, and he can shoot the eyes off a cockroach from 100 paces or something like he's like a super sort of gunslinger type guy. And so they changed that to he's actually not the gunslinger, she is. And so in full makeup and the whole thing, she is a gunslinger par excellence, and he's just some little weedy flunky boy who follows her around and does as he's told. So they do that change. In another section, there are two sort of tough hombres who are chasing after the hero, and they want I don't know, get his money or something or other, and and they're again, quite serious. They're ex-military sort of gunslinger type guys, and so they've changed that to be two brown women who are not only athletes. They're these sort of tiny little women that come on, and they're not only athletes that can turn triple somersaults without breaking a sweat, but they're also expert marksmen and gunslingers, and they can sort of do a triple, and this is not sci-fi or something. They can do a triple somersault and shoot the eyes off a grasshopper at a million paces. An absurd representation, and in the end, he dies, and the moral sort of, then he gets a moral lecture from the gay brown guy on how evil white people are. Oh fuck! I mean, this is how they rewrite. So they sit down and they say, okay, diversity, equity, inclusion. How do we insert this in there? And they get a bunch of I don't know, angry sort of teenage gender studies kids and say, okay, rewrite the script, because this is the script. Right, you could see where the script was going along, consistent with the novel, and then there'd suddenly be a break in tempo and in structure, and you see that's where they'd inserted the message, the narrative. So they totally fucked it up. It was quite a plausible sort of entertaining. And again, I'm looking at just purely on the basis of entertainment, nothing else. The message is irrelevant to me. And if they wanted to, do a movie about sort of brown homosexuals and black lesbians or something, well, make a movie about it. Do I don't care. You go ahead and make a movie if that's what you want, but don't try and get a white story, a novel in this case, that is already accepted, that already been accepted, if you will, by the public, to say, hey, that's entertaining. I like reading that story or hearing that story, and then taking that and injecting all your fucking globalist bullshit into it. Why not create your own propaganda? Don't try and use the white story, whether it be the Snow Whites or the Little Mermaids or whatever it might be. Don't try and then inject your stuff into that. That I've got a problem with. Why don't you create something like the Little Black Lesbian Mermaid? Do that and make a movie about that, and then you can inject all the propaganda you want into it. Now, no one would go and watch it, but that's your problem. So they're trying to deceive the public into watching something, thinking it's going to be, whether it be Barbie or anything else, thinking it's going to be just pure entertainment for kids, but then injecting all the propaganda into it. I have a real problem with that. But anyway, that's now. The next one was this is it's based on a novel, and it's kind of a cop show type, crime drama type thing, and when I saw I saw like part of an episode, and I could see the whacking the propaganda into it. So I almost put money onto the fact that if I had a look at the novel, it would not have those characters and those situations in it that had been injected into the story. And it was quite a popular novel, actually, in the area that it was turned into a TV series. So the lead guy is now in the novel. He's a straight guy and a heavy dude and everything. Now, he's homosexual in the TV adaptation of the novel. One of the other leads, his girlfriend is black. Another one of the leads has a black boyfriend, and they're all mixed race. Most of them are mixed race, and all the people of power and authority are minorities. So there are three lawyers in it. There's an Indian man, a black woman, and a white lesbian woman, of the three lawyers. Of the senior police officers that are there, they are one homosexual white guy, three black women. And the women there in authority, we're putting in your place, you damn fucking straight white fucking Nazi, says I'm paraphrasing there, says the authority. The authority's in a black woman who's clearly in charge, and so she should be. The black woman putting those fucking straight white Nazis in their place. So the re-engineering of the main characters to inject black and brown and lesbian and homosexual is again, it's a bunch of high school or first year gender studies angry college kids with daddy issues and all that sort of thing. That they've just been let loose on this, and they've injected these characters into it. But in order to do that, was it 1, 2, 3, 4, of the probably you'd say 20 lead characters, 9 of them who were all white, by the way, in the novel. 9 of those white characters have been taken out and replaced with black-brown characters, and 3 of the characters that were straight have been taken out to make way for gay lesbian characters. This is the extent of reworking it. Now, again, if they want to do their own, sort of, we're doing a proverbial black lesbian cop show or something, I don't care. Go for it. Hey, it's yours. Do it. But they're taking an established storyline that has some sort of popularity and they're injecting the narrative into that. And I regard that as deceitful and treacherous and duplicitous in the extreme. You've been a tasteless today. You're a Pushback channel, and thank you for listening.